Welcome to Game to Love's first edition of ATP Fantasy. And this week we are in Rome, a Masters event where all of the big players are playing in preparation for Roland Garros. We have Alcaraz, he's sidelined with injury. Djokovic returns. The clay court specialists are there in Jodar and Cerundolo. We're going to be speaking about it, going through our teams. You can play along at home. Sit back and enjoy it.
That's right. It is GTL back with a podcast and back with a new look as well. I absolutely love the new look. And like JG said in the intro, it's because there's something at stake now. It's ATP Fantasy. Make sure to join our league. That's the first thing we're going to say to everyone before you go anywhere. You can even pause it so you can see the code that's running along the bottom of the screen. And we'll read it out for you as well. It is 3416-9NOCD. So make sure to join our league. There's 35 people at the moment, and I think you have around about 10 hours to get involved for Rome. Rome, one of my favorite tournaments, if not my favorite Masters of the whole entire year. And I'm very, very sad Carlos Alcaraz, the defending champion, will not be there this year. And Jannik Sinner is going for an unprecedented 6 Masters in a row. And is there anyone who can stop him is the big question. I know there's a few other players who are quite good, but no one's really on his level right now.
Yeah, he's dominating. What Sinner's doing right now is insane. The world number one won how many Masters in a row? Something ridiculous.
5 right now?
Yeah, it's insane. He can't be stopped. He was beating Alcaraz even when he was here playing. And it's a really big ask. And in the intro, I said all of the top players are playing. They pretty much are. I mean, in the top 10, you're missing Alcaraz and Fritz. Fritz on the clay courts doesn't really excite me much. Apart from that, everyone's there. All of your young guys, you got your TNs there, your Fakinas, your Fonsecas, your Mensicks, the guys, Rafael, Jodar, of course. The players who are looking really good on the clay courts right now could be dangerous. Jodar probably being the standout of all of them. He's up to 32 in the world as we're speaking right now. He's got some chances to go super far at Roland Garros and certainly here in Rome. So that is a great player to maybe include in your team for ATP Fantasy. You can scan the QR code to join using the code Ben's mentioned. Pick your teams. And this is the first week me and Ben are doing it against each other. I have had a few practice weeks. I forgot to do my team for Madrid, so it was a bit of a mess. But we're back and we're officially going to be doing this for every single ATP week. So we're at TW4 at the moment, tennis week 4. We're then going to be moving after the clay courts into the grass and all of the other stuff as well. And we're going to be doing videos every single week, which goes quite nicely with our draw previews. Have you got something to share? Some favourites, maybe?
Indeed, I have. And the favourite, no surprise here, is Jannik Sinner. He's at a minus 230 in US odds. That's a 1.4 if you are in the British decimal odds. We've got Sasha Zverev plus 1,000. That's a 9-1. Novak Djokovic is the same odds I've got on Sky Bet as Jodar at the moment at 17-1, but they've got him slightly more favourable over in the US at plus 1,600. Jodar is plus 2,000. We've got fees in there after Jodar, which is for me wild to have Jodar above fees right now. But I guess the bookies, they love to just jump on something when they see it as hot. Musetti at 4,000. Fonseca a level with Musetti. Casper Ruud level with both of them as well. And we've got Cerundolo and Lehechka making up the top 10 favourites there. What do you make of that?
Yeah, like you say, Jodar being so high up doesn't surprise me so much. He is a really good player. There's not many weaknesses in his game at all. Seems to be an overall package at such a young age. Fonseca, if you compare the two, maybe got a better forehand. Aside from that, I don't think he beats him in any other compartment. Fees, another one before Roland Garros. It's going to be fascinating to see him yet again on a clay court. I think he's probably best on a clay court. I think he can do it on all surfaces, but on a clay court, I just love watching him. Been really good these last few weeks, and someone who can definitely do very well. I'll be surprised if anyone doesn't have Arthur Fees in their team. And I'm looking at you, Ben, because I know you like to do some outsider picks, but I'd expect you to even have him in there.
I think a lot of people would have to be foolish to not have him in there. I would agree. It's one of the best players that we've got on tour on clay and in general, really.
Yeah,
One of the biggest young talents there is. Obviously, you
definitely.
can't really compare him to the likes of Sinner or Alcaraz yet because he's still a work in progress. But you see his performances against everybody else on the tour, and he looks fantastic. So definitely have him in mind when you're picking your team. If you've already picked it, there's a few players in our league who are already got their team. They look pretty strong. We know Gene, he's up there already. He's picking well. Rafan as well, always has been good at these fantasy games. We're going to be coming after you. Let me tell you that. We've got a lot of tennis knowledge that we're not using to the best of our ability at the moment. So hopefully this game can show what we're made of, JG.
Yeah, before we go through our teams for the game, let's go to the draw.
Here we go. Look at that little transition. And here it is. First quarter is the Jannik Sinner quarter. He is the number one seed. And we'll go through all of the seeds he has in his quarter first. And it is Andre Rublev, Jakub Mensik there. Ooh. Francis TFO. We've got Nakashima, Arthur Fees. Ooh. And Ben Shelton. This is not a cakewalk. And we've got Fakina in there as well. Sorry, as a seed. But yeah, I think the main ones there are
Did you
all
say
on.
Rublev as well?
Rublev's in there as well. He's not an easy person to have.
No.
I think Mensik and Fees in your side of the quarter, that's not easy at all for Jannik Sinner. He's not been given anything on a plate here in Rome. He is going to be the favourite, but he's going to have to run the gauntlet, it seems.
Yeah, they played in Madrid, Sinner and Fees, and it was 6-2, 6-4. Mensik, we've already seen this year, has beaten Jannik Sinner. Berrettini is dangerous, but I don't think against Jannik Sinner he'll be dangerous. That with that Italian thing, it doesn't seem to ever work. And I don't see Sinner losing to an Italian anytime soon. But all in all, really, really tough section. And I think you've got to take that into consideration when doing your team. You're probably, if you're going to go really brave without a Fees, it's probably the best times now. Because do you really see him beating a Jannik Sinner? Because he's got whoever in this section, if you've got him in your team, to get a lot of points, you're going to need them to advance to at least the semi-final. And to get to the semi-final means you have to beat a Jannik Sinner.
Yeah.
Sorry, to get to the quarter-final, you have to beat Jannik. Oh, no,
yeah,
semi-final.
quarter.
Semi-final.
Well, yeah, to win this quarter, you'd have to beat Jannik
win.
Yeah,
Fees will have to beat him in the quarter-final. But on the other side, Rublev would have to get it. It means you'd get to a semi-final.
Fees has to beat him before the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Sadly for him, it'd be a fourth round for Arthur Fees, and then whoever gets through that, more than likely, it's either going to be a Shelton or a Rublev. If you look at the higher seeds on the other side, there's obviously some qualifiers in here as well. I think that they have been placed into the draw now, but I'll have to have a quick look just to see who the qualifiers are. Let me go down and see if I can name them. Yes. So we've got Basashvili and good Spanish youngster, Merida Aguilar. I quite like him. Yeah, I'll be backing him. So that's pretty good.
Merida, who did he beat in the last one? I know you was going quite heavy with him.
In the last tournament, well, he lost to
Mutet, wasn't it?
Beat Mutet, beat Trungelliti.
I watched the Mutet one, and I was impressed with him.
beat Trangioletti back to back, which unfortunately for Trangioletti, but
Yeah, I thought the
that's how
Moutet
it
was the
goes.
most impressive though. I
Yeah,
remember watching it, and Moutet was a little bit frustrated, but went over, shook his hand because I was interested to see if he would, and he did. And because Moutet's a big character, he's a little man, but a big character in them little legs, a bit like you really on the tennis court. Similar beard as well and look,
similar.
but yeah, really took good player. Let's go to another quarter. So far, I would assess this as a really tough quarter for Jannik Sinner. But with Jannik Sinner, it's like when Djokovic was in his pomp as well. Same with Nadal. When you're the best player in the world, doesn't really matter about your draw. You can beat all of these players. He's already shown it before. So if everything clicks for Jannik Sinner, the draw is irrelevant to him. But on paper, I would say this is a relatively tough one. Into the second quarter, so this is on the same half as Jannik Sinner. We have Kaboli, your player, inside the top 10. Felix there at the top left. We've got Fonseca, who's now a seed, 27. Norrie, seeded, 17. Echeverry, Moutet, who I was speaking about. And at the bottom, Daniel Medvedev and Vachereau. So Daniel Medvedev and Vachereau also on the same half as Sinner. That's not great for Vachereau if he's going to want to go really far. But I think he'll be pleased if he can get through a lot of these players. And looking at it, Vachereau, I'm going to stick with him. He's kind of my man. I love him. I know he's not been in great form of late, but I think he can be very, very good on his day. And he's been proven that he's a top 10 player in my eyes. Fonseca he's the wow, the wow factor, that the overall package, the guy who can just create magic moments. So if you go up a little bit, we'll see who he's got. Fonseca is there with Felix. I don't mind that at all. I think this is quite nice for Fonseca.
Not bad. Yeah, I think he'll be content.
The big match would be against a Vachereau. On the other side, though, the real winner, I think, is Kaboli.
Yeah, it's not bad for Flavio. He, especially being in Italy as well, will have its benefits for the Italian players. And Cam Norrie, he'll probably quite like his chances as well. But no one talks about Daniel Medvedev. He's a 2023 champion of Rome. So he's won it before. Fourth round, last 2 times out as well. So he's definitely, even though he doesn't like the clay courts, this is one he does actually do all right at. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Daniel Medvedev do pretty well in this quarter. I think he could potentially even win this quarter if he really puts it all together.
Yeah, maybe, but I would rather, my money would be more on either a Kaboli, Fonseca, Vachereau. I prefer them 3.
Now
Maybe I'm giving something away with my team.
I'd like to see Kaboli Fonseca in the quarterfinal. That would be a really entertaining one.
Are you considering Medvedev in your team then, if he's going to win the quarter?
Well, maybe. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Wait and see. Right, Djokovic back. Great to see him back on a tennis court. Seems like a long time, almost being forgotten about. He beats Jannik Sinner at the Australian Open, gets to the final, and then we don't really see him again for quite some time. And now he's back in Rome, and he's got in his quarter Lorenzo Musetti. That's what he'd like to see. Khachanov, Rinderknecht, Sorundalo, Casper Ruud, Humbert, and Yuri Lehechka being the main ones there.
I mean, not bad, is it, for a Masters? Djokovic, if he's to come back, I think he'll be relatively pleased with this. Musetti's not the same player this year, struggling physically, not at his best. We know there's results in there, but I wouldn't even anticipate him to get through Cerundolo, Ruud, and who's the one at the bottom? Lehechka. I think it's tough. I don't see him getting out of that a little bit to even get an opportunity against Djokovic. For me, it's going to be one of them. If it's Ruud, then Djokovic will be over the moon because I feel like he'll just do Ruud quite comfortably.
Tough.
No Fritz here, though, is there? What is the record? Ruud and Djokovic must be pretty one-sided.
Don't know. That's a good point.
I don't think it's as bad as Nadal, Ruud.
No, probably not. Has Ruud ever beaten him? Once.
Yeah, he
There
has
you
beat
go.
him once. It's 5-1.
Yeah.
In fact, Ruud beat him at Roland Garros. Oh, that was a
Yeah,
walkover. No.
you can't
At
count
Monte Carlo,
that.
semi-final, 2024.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the last time they met. So he has that over him. Djokovic doesn't like to be the last to lose to a player, though. So if he were to come up against him again, he'd use that as some encouragement, something, motivation to be able to beat him, I'm sure. We've got Malazan in this section as well, always a danger. And other than that, I know you were talking about Ugo Carabelli the other day. He's in this section as
I
well.
do like him, Carabelli, but I don't think it's enough for Djokovic. The player he'll want to avoid is Cerundolo. I think he beat him recently, but I think Cerundolo, he beat him at Roland Garros. I know Djokovic was injured that time, and that's kind of why he beat him. But all in all, Cerundolo's serious. Yeah, Lehechka's good, but I think Cerundolo is my man. And if we get Cerundolo Djokovic, I think Djokovic will struggle. Apart from that, for me, I think he's probably going to win this quarter.
That'd be great if he does. How fit is he? How match fit is he? We will find out. This is the Zverev final quarter. He is the number 2 seed, and he has Bublik, Grigspor, Tien, Jodar, Doderi, Dimonor, and Paul. I haven't seen the name Taylor Fritz on there. So
No, Fritz is out.
He's out. So
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. That's why. So looking at this, and
he's also split with his girlfriend. I don't know if you know that.
I did see that. Did see the headline. Sad for the old TikTok universe, that one. But hopefully Fritz is doing all right. Doesn't upset his tennis too much. Maybe he'll have more focus on the tennis moving forward.
I don't know. We'll see. We've got
wait and see.
Blocks playing really well right now.
Yeah.
But Hadar and Tien, I love the fact that they're both in the same little bit. My money's on Hadar, though. He's already beaten Dimonor recently.
Yeah, great draw for him.
Lovely draw for Hadar. Couldn't pick it any better. I guess Zverev is the real danger.
Yep.
But Zverev's just had a good tournament. He's not going to have 2 good ones back to back. Surely he's going to be saving himself for Roland Garros now.
Maybe, but I still think he's right up there. As long as he's not playing Jannik Sinner, I think, or Djokovic or Carlos Alcaraz, pretty much can beat everybody on the clay courts. That's the sad reality for Sasha Zverev. Will he be downhearted after getting walloped in the final, only winning 3 games? Maybe. Might be a case of winning in like the Australian Open final where he didn't really even put up a fight. I think after he plays Sinner, that's 9 losses in a row to Jannik Sinner as well. So it's just it's a little bit depressing for him, knowing that even if you were to win something, that there's players out there, if they were in the tournament, you had to play them, you wouldn't beat them. It's a mental hurdle to overcome. Will he get past this quarter? He should. The way it looks at it, yes, I'd say yes, he should win this quarter. That's but that's just based upon the names there. If I had to throw a name out there, I think could be a potential banana skin, maybe Darderi in Italy on the clay, pretty good. So don't know. He's an interesting one.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, I was just having a look at my team because I've just had a little tinkle with it.
Is that
based off what I'm seeing? I mean, no, this is what you've got to do. You've got to look at the draws, play around, maybe move some of your alternates around to try and make sure the order is correct. Because you want to make sure next to your bonus pool player, you've got your strongest man.
Exactly.
Just in case something goes terribly wrong with your bonus pool, doesn't end up playing, and then you get your maximum or double points for the player to its right. So I'm just having a little rejig. I mean, I might even go really bold and change the bonus pool. I think most people will have Jannik Sinner. And it's probably the sensible thing to do, but part of me feels like just taking a risk, you know?
Well, you've got to take a risk in this game. Otherwise, if everybody has the same team, then we're all going to end up with the same points. So the risks are where the differential is between getting one up on all of the other people in there. And hopefully there are some sensible picks and some also outrageous picks, because they're the ones that are really going to set the tournament on fire. The ATP Fantasy League comes alive When I get a $1 or €1 player that goes deep in a tournament or something, that's the real thing that I'm after in this whole thing.
I don't care. I just want to win. I just want to get as many points as possible. As much as it's nice to get what's it? An underrated player, one of the players lower ranked who you're not expecting to do well, beating someone who an upset. That's the word I'm looking for. Is as long as it's good. I'm sure it's great to get an upset when you can, but you just want to get players who are winning regularly, hitting the aces, straight set victories, maximize your points, maximize the amount of rounds they go through. And I think with my team, I can do that. Unfortunately, based off looking at the draw right now, there's a few things we need to discuss. So if you're ready, Ben, let's get into the fantasy side. Make sure, if you haven't already, get onto the website, join the Game to Love League. You can scan the QR code at the top. And for those who don't know, here are the rules. Want to win your ATP Fantasy League? Here's everything you need to know in under a minute. Start by building a team of 8 players using 100 credits. 6 starters who score points and 2 alternatives as backup. If a player withdraws, your alternates automatically step in. First alternate fills 1 spot, both fill in if needed. Pick 1 starter as your bonus ball player, their points are doubled. If they withdraw, it automatically shifts to the next active player. Points come from how far players go in tournaments, from ATP 250s all the way to Grand Slams, where winners can earn up to 2,000 points. Earn bonuses for aces, straight set wins and upsets, but lose points for double faults, bagels and getting upset. Pick smart, manage risk, and you're ready to dominate ATP Fantasy.
So there are the rules. And now you can see on the screen the Game to Love League. Make sure you enter the code, which you see on the screen below, 3416-9N0CD, and that will get you into our league. We'll post this in the description as well, just so that everybody can join. Hopefully you get into this one in time. If not, make sure to join for TW5. But you can see here, there's already 35 people in, and we got GTL Ben, that's me, and GTL JG starred on my one, just so I can see where JG is in the rankings, who at the moment, you can see you there.
Okay, so if you want to start, Ben, you can take us through your team and some of your selections you've gone for. And we can have a little chat about it. Of course, there is the chance for you to change it. So there's no pressure. You don't have to keep this as final. But I just want to see your thinking as we're filming this right now. And people can let us know at home what they think of your team.
Let's do it. Right. So maybe I'll try and zoom in if it's possible. And then I can make it a little bit bigger so that everyone can see. Let me know if it's too big. So we've got here my top row. I've got my bonus ball is obviously the 5-time Masters in a row champion is Jannik Sinner. I've gone for him. He's very expensive. He is the maximum 40 coins, would you call it? Tokens.
Yeah, that's fine.
And my second in command, as you were mentioning earlier, it is none other than the Frenchman Arthur Fees. He's there with 8 coins or tokens, and then Caboli is my third man. They are my top 3. Being in Italy, Caboli had to be in there, but being in my top 10 as well, he also had to be in there. Let's go to the second draw, let's call them. So the second line of attack, and it stays very Italian. We are in Rome. Lorenzo Musetti. He's going to harness the crowd. He's going to find his form. 14 coins for him. And Dardelli steps into the midst as well in Italy. 8 coins. And finishing off with a little Fonseca, a little cherry on top, just to see if he can create some magic in Rome, because we've seen it from players in the past. Maybe this will be his breakout tournament. let's move down to the alternates, because if one
So
of
look at the
those,
bench.
the bench, indeed, this is sometimes where it's won and lost. We've got Jodar. Jodar makes the bench. He doesn't make the first team, though.
Why? Why wouldn't you put Hadar in?
And, well, there's part of me that just has a feeling in Italy, I've got to stick with the Italians. In Spain, Jodar would have been the one to have in, I do admit, but he's still unproven to me. He's proven on fast clay, on the Madrid courts. Yeah, he did well. Was it in Barcelona as well? But these Rome courts, different animal, different type of fans there. No home fans supporting you, all hostile Italian fans. How will he cope with it? Alcaraz doesn't really do too well when the crowd go against him. He's obviously won Rome before, but it's a different type of player. And then just to add my little 2 pence in at the end, because I've got 2p left, Tsitsipas. Because you never quite know if he does suddenly turn up. Played all right in the last tournament. I think he's still good. A good enough player to go deep in a tournament he's done well in before.
Okay, right. Let me have my say. Firstly, Tsitsipas, ridiculous pick, but I'm not mad at it because he's an alternate. I don't think he's going to be scoring points. You've got your
Alternate.
team. It's not an issue. Not an issue. So can't say too much about that. Having Hadar on the bench is ridiculous. I think you're just trying to be trendy and hip. Don't like that as an idea. I've sent you an image of my team as well, Ben, on Twitter, so you can bring that up in a second.
Okay.
Going big on Musetti when right now he's not at his best. With him, with Djokovic in that quarter, probably not wise. Darderi, not mad at. Fonseca, not mad at all. Go to your top line. Sinner, of course. Everyone's going to be having him for the double up. You've got to be brave/stupid not to.
Yeah.
I think it is very tactical. Say if Sinner's not to win this event and you was to be able to call the win and get a double up, you're going to do very well this week. And that could be a high risk, good strategy. But really, it's hard to look past Jannik Sinner. I think it's just a sensible pick to always have him as the bonus ball while he's playing like this. And Fees, Kaboli, I think it picks itself. So all in all, good team, not bad. But when you have a look at mine, I've given you a lovely graphic for it as well. You'll see some levels here. I'm not sure about that budget. I think that's an error. I don't have 89 million budget.
I think that's used.
I don't know where that's come
I
from.
think it's supposed to be 9. Is it 100? You're supposed to have, but you still got some money in the bank.
Yeah, but look, it says next to Sinner, it says 20.9.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think
so ignore my numbers. Ignore my numbers. I can't tell you what the
I'll zoom in.
I can tell you what the actual numbers were. And by the way, it's credits. I know we was looking for what they are. It's not coins, it's credits. So for 40 credits, I've got Jannik Sinner. I've then got Jodar to the right of him. Casper Ruud as someone I don't think people are going to be picking. Let's have a look at the percent. Oh, maybe they are. He's selected by 39% of players.
Oh, there you go.
I'm really shocked by that. I mean, Hadar's 34%. Sinner, 69%. I'm surprised that's not higher. Fees, 52%. So really, I did not think Ruud would be that highly picked, but yeah, makes sense being so good on clay. I thought I was going out there with it, but clearly not. Fonseca is 59% picked. I've got him on the second row. I've got Cerundolo there. My team is very highly picked, I must admit. Looking at it right now. Maybe the one who's not is Vachereau at 22%. As a bit of an outsider. But yeah, no, all in all, I think this is a really good team. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And who do you have for the first GTL week? It's week number 4 for Rome, but the first GTL week playing fantasy. These are our picks. Let's see how we get on. Can I beat Ben? I hope so. And we'll join us on the next episode where we'll discuss how we got on. Maybe we'll do it during Rome at some point to do some semi-final predictions. We'll speak about how the league's going, how everyone's doing. So make sure to join because there are prizes on offer. You want to win some prizes, make sure you join the league.
That's right. Exciting stuff. We'll be keeping our eyes on the teams as the rounds go through, and we'll be giving some updates on the Fantasy League as well. Make sure to join it. If you get a chance to get in, even at the last moment. I think there is a deadline, but it's 10 a.m. in the UK, so it's pretty close. If you're in the US, you might probably be able to make it. If you're in Europe, it might be tight.
If not, it doesn't matter because you'll be here for the next week. One thing to you, was you not tempted in getting either Zverev or Djokovic in?
Zverev too expensive. Can't have Sinner and Zverev. Zverev is 33 credits. So
Because Djokovic is selected by 6% of players.
he doesn't
That
play
is a
enough
really...
tennis for me.
Yeah, but he's going to play. He's going to play Roland Garros.
Yeah, but Roland Garros will be a different selection altogether because there's much more motivation for Roland Garros. I feel
Yeah,
for Rome.
you can't make unlimited switches every week, Ben. You've only got to select them out. You've got to keep your team.
Yeah, but you can make a couple.
So you're going to get him in for Roland Garros? I thought you was a Djokovic fan. That's all. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm sure the fans are as well.
See what the draw's like.
Djokovic too old for you, is he? Doesn't make it.
Doesn't play enough tennis at the moment, but when the Grand Slams come round, that's when Djokovic shines.
Well, you know, once a hater, always a hater. That is GTL Ben. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.